Hi guys, I'm Mathieu Boldron and today I'm assisted by the beautiful Courtney next to me. So get ready for this practice. In the frontal plane, we'll be looking at all the adjustments. You just need to make sure your body is warm. So if you need to do sun salutations before 3 to 5, that would be enough. Get ready, we start in a minute. So let's get started. Make sure before you start, you ask for permission. Is that okay if I adjust you?
Yes.
Great, okay, so come into Tadasana, feet width apart, parallel together. We start right away with a chair. So I draw my knees into a duck squat. When she bends her knees and come into a chair, I grab onto her arms and help her sit a little lower. Then she's gonna pick up her right foot. I keep my left hand at the left hip. When she comes into a funky chair here, bending in her left knee, I take my left thigh behind her, just as a boundary, so she doesn't go too far back, but as well not too far forward. I'm using my left hand to provide from that. Now, rise into the ballet pose. So when she's using her right hand against her right heel, I come to the side and I'm gonna use my right side body against her, my right hand behind her right thigh. I keep my hand onto her hip at the front or onto the shoulder. Then without touching the foot, come into tree pose. Good luck. When she's in her tree, I move back, hands onto her hips. So here, what you can do to help somebody find balance in a tree is simply come at the ribs, help them lift, or take one finger at the top of the head and say, push into me. Then draw your right knee forward and take your chest forward into warrior 3, reaching your right leg back. I come with my right hand behind the right heel. My left hand stands at the left thigh. When she lowers for 5, 4, 3, I bend my knees, 2 and 1 onto the ground at the back of the mat and lower the fingertips down. Lower the back heel down to 90-degree angle. When she angles her foot, I use my foot to ground the outside edge of her foot. Her left fingertips are outside the foot, so here I'm just checking the alignment of the knee, the arm. So use your eyes, like just make sure you're touching, but you're also using your eyes. Reach your right arm forward and up. Now, using your hand at the hip, your left hand at the side ribs, you can help your partner scoop the left buttocks under and draw the right thigh back in space. Look as well here, if the back foot isn't engaged onto the floor, the knee is gonna collapse, so you can also have a touch at the knee and just say, lift your knee off my finger. Then, you can come either to the side here, or right away use as well your legs to stabilize your student. So if I would be at the back, it would be the same kind of assist. Now, left hand at the ribs, right hand at the armpit, left hand at the neck, and eventually you can help your student lengthen and smile. Then I come with my hands at the hips and actually step to the side. So the same assist could be done here. Now when she comes into a warrior 2, the front knee doesn't move. I keep my right hand onto her right hip and actually gonna lift myself up a little bit to scoop her left buttocks under. Now with your left hand, you can come under the knee of your student. Make sure you're spreading your fingers. You should be like a ninja. And then inhale, reverse your warrior. When she comes here, the tendency is to look up for everybody, so the right side ribs are popping out. So here I'm gonna use my thighs to make her bend or unbend. And as I do that, I can use my left hand and right hand at the front and back of her body to help her lengthen. So don't hesitate here to come and really brace your student with your hands. You can use your right hand onto the thigh and use your left hand at the bicep to create space and length between those two. Now if she's feeling good here, she can look eventually up, but be aware of the right side body. Now inhale, extend your front leg straight. Ninja style to come forward into Trikonasana. When she grabs here, I turn my torso in the same direction as her torso, and you will use your right foot in the hip to lengthen the spine. Then when she lowers her left hand either onto a block or onto the shin bone, here's enough with the shin bone. Just be aware for all of your students that when the hand is on the shin bone, you can apply pressure onto the knee. So be really careful with that. Make sure they engage the left quadricep. Now I ground through the back hip. This is gonna make her feel really strong in the feet. You can always ask your student, how does that feel? Good. Good, okay. My left hand comes at the left ribs to lengthen her left side body, and then my right hand comes at the right pec. So you don't want to be just at the shoulder to not put pressure on the shoulder joint. Just be really at the pec, and then the left hand can come at the left neck. Then the right hand at the top hand. I ask her to push into me, and I'm just resisting. I'm not pushing against her, I'm just resisting. Then together, we lift. Then to come back, I stabilize her first. Then she can frame her front foot with the fingertips, pick up the back heel, I stay at the hip, so we keep the contact the entire time, and I can find again the right foot behind her right heel, here to find the alignment of Parsvottanasana. Come to the other side, bend your knees and find the chair position. Right hand behind the heart, take your left hand behind the left thigh, and then hover together for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. When we're doing that, we're working on compression work. So here, my right hand now comes at the thigh, so I keep the contact almost the entire time, and she bends her left knee to come into hip opener in her downward facing dog. Now the tendency when we open in the hip, like now she's doing it really well, but the tendency is to lower actually the right shoulder and lift the left shoulder up. Completely here, collapsing in the lower back. So to help her not collapse, I come with my right shoulder behind her thigh, and I'm actually gonna draw her right thigh back in space, using my left hand at the navel and at the ribs to help her lift her shoulders a little higher. So have a look again, my right shoulder under the thigh, lifting up, I'm like a ninja. And then when she draw the left knee towards the left shoulder, still opening in the hip, I'm at the side, okay? Now step back plank pose. She forward into Chaturanga Dandasana. I stay with her. When she comes into upward facing dog, I brace here again at the pec. Then exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. When she goes back, I know she's gonna lift her right leg. So I take my left hand at the left thigh, and she bends her knee, opening the hip again. Here, really be aware that every time you come to assist somebody, you're coming into their space. So it has to be really smooth, listen, and be a listener as much as a receiver. You're giving and receiving at the same time. Now, take your right knee towards your right outer shoulder. I take my left hand behind her back, hold under her right thigh, so she can step forward outside her hand into a lizard pose. Now in the lizard, slide your right hand at the right hip. Your left foot should come right behind the left foot. Now when I draw back, her right hip is actually becoming square to the front of the mat. With that foot at the back, if I push it to her heel, she's gonna draw her left hip more forward, so squaring the hips a lot, and instead of collapsing down towards the floor, she's actually pushing down through the feet to resist here the posture, and instead of just collapsing, getting higher up. Now step your left foot forward into Malasana. Beautiful. I take my legs on each side of her legs, and I use the pressure of my legs inward to rotate her thighs in. This is a preparation for Bakasana, Bhujapidasana, or also Titibasana. Now extend your arms up. She's coming into Kali Mudra, so index pointing up. What I'm gonna do simply is keep my legs right behind and pull her up so she has a straight back when she rises. Then Samastiti. Great. So now we'll do that again on the other side. If it's going too fast for you, don't worry. You can repeat that as much as you need to make it like as clear as possible. So chair pose, Utkatasana. I draw my knees together and we sit into the chair. Then she picks up her left foot, place it onto the right thigh. When she goes there, remember, you can use your thigh, your left hand at the hip to support your partner. Then rise, ballet pose. I come to the side and use my side body as a support for her. My right hand comes at the pec, and we can even open the chest together. Then left foot comes into tree pose. Once she reaches her left knee forward, her arms forward, chest forward, going into warrior 3. I'm here at the thigh, left hand behind the heel, and I bend my knees, almost going into Skandasana. You can ask your partner, press into me. That's it. Pressing, 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 pressing. compressing, and lower down. Nice. Lower the fingertips down, turn the back foot to 90-degree angle. I use my foot to ground the outside edge of her foot. I keep my right hand in her hip. Actually, my hand is stuck anyway. So place your right leg behind the thigh of your partner and come into Charlie Chaplin's feet. Now squeeze your legs in towards one another and help your partner lift the hips higher by going up with your legs. Make sure you're not too close, so there's always a gap between back of your partner and your genitals. Now, left hand at the ribs. When she opened the chest into Utthita Parshva Konasana, I help her lengthen as much as possible. So I'm pulling my hips back as I'm drawing my hands forward. And my left hand comes at the armpit and my right hand at the neck. With my left hand, what I'm doing is rotating, gliding the left shoulder a little more out to the side. You okay? Now inhale, rise into Warrior Two. Without moving the front knee, I bend in my knees, find a really strong chair, and here, look at my thigh. I can rise up first, then use my left thigh to scoop her front buttocks under. Using my left hand up, my right hand under the thigh, we'll find the Warrior Two. Then reverse your Warrior. Coming into Reverse Warrior, I bend in my knees, hug her front thigh, and we find the length on both sides. Don't hesitate again. Right hand or left hand, doesn't really matter. As soon as you find two counter actions here in the body to make it comfortable for you. If you're comfortable, they probably will be, but probably not in the front leg right now. Inhale, extend the front leg straight, and then come forward into Utthita Trikonasana. I come to the side, my torso is facing the same side as her torso. Then ninja style to extend and lower into Utthita Trikonasana. The left hand comes at the left upper buttocks, press down, and I use here, with the hand on the medius, I use my left thigh behind the right thigh, squeezing the buttocks and scooping under. Now check, is the quad engaged? Now it is. Now the right side ribs lengthen, then the left pec, right hand at the right neck, left hand at the top hand. You ask your partner, push into me, and rise together. Then she frames her front foot. When she does that, she's in position for Parsvottanasana. I check the back heel using my own foot, and eventually, if it's good, I go to the other side. Left hand behind the heart, right hand behind the thigh. We hover together for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reach the right leg back and up. So whenever you hover, you're actually working on compression. Then when she bends here, her back knee, and opening her hip, I check right away. Position of my neck should fit exactly your thigh. I use my right hand onto the right shoulder blade. My left hand can come under at the ribs, or we can switch. Right hand the ribs, left hand the shoulder blade. Okay? Now draw the right knee towards your right outer shoulder. My left hand comes behind her heart. I hug her into her and lift together. Then come back to plank pose. She forward into Chaturanga Dandasana, opening the torso. She retracts her shoulder, and I stay with her here, lifting up. Remember to not push back. I exit on the right side because she's gonna lift her left leg up. Stay with your right hand at the right thigh. When she bends the knee, I slide my shoulder under, and I use here a lift in my shoulder to help her lengthen. Now draw the left knee towards the left outer shoulder. We connect together, right hand behind the heart, left hand under the arm string, and she steps her left foot outside the left hand to come into the lizard. I slide my hand right away into her hip, otherwise after it's too late. Right foot comes behind the right heel. Pull the left hip of your partner back as you push into their heel. So two here counter action, but they're going in towards one another. Notice whenever we're doing balancing postures, the actions in the body of your students are actually counter action, but they're going away from one another, and we're close to the floor and hugging in, then it's the opposite. Now step your right foot forward into Malasana. Use again your calf on each side of the thigh of your partner, and when she reaches into Kali Mudra up, we rise up together. And Tadasana. All right. Thank you so much, Courtney.
Thank you.
So that's it for today for the adjustments in the frontal plane. Frontal plane means just like we're moving that way, and in general it has to do a lot with the hips. The energy as well in the postures is always going in the frontal plane from inside out, so that's why we see lots of stuff like that. Prasarita Padottanasana as well would be like in that category. In some versions, here I didn't touch on it, but it could be as well in the frontal plane. We'll look at that in some other videos, so stay in tune and see you soon. Namaste.